This is Fox 8 News, the place to be at 10 o'clock.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight for Fox 8 News at 10. Johnstown Police held a press conference today on the missing persons case involving Jilly Todaro. Nicole Fuscino was there this morning and tells us where the case stands. Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight. A Texas man is charged with capital murder for killing an infant whose mourning family is from our area. Nicole Fuscino spoke with the baby's father and has the details.
This is Fox 8 News, the place to be at 10 o'clock.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight for Fox 8 News at 10. With the announcement of these restrictions going into effect on Memorial Day, many schools in our area say changes may not come this academic year.
On his 99th day in office, President Joe Biden delivering his first joint address to Congress.
The 1 hour and 5 minute speech focused on everything from the pandemic to jobs and the climate crisis. Isabel Rosales reports.
More than a dozen people are without a home tonight following a fire.
Authorities are investigating a fire that tore through their apartment building in Jefferson County. Chelsea Johnson was there and explains what happened last night. A Clearfield County man is in custody on attempted arson charges after attempting to set a hotel room on fire this morning. Across the nation, the pandemic and uncertain times have had an impact on college student enrollment numbers, especially in terms of what's going to happen in the future. But at Penn State, just in recent weeks, a dramatic increase in applications for the upcoming fall semester. More now from Gary Sanderson. A judge has set a May 26 court date for former Penn State President Graham Spanier or whether he'll be going to jail. The Wolf administration is now stepping up its efforts to get more people vaccinated. The governor himself delivering the message today during a stop at Penn State. Gary Sanderson has our story. Pennsylvania Senator Pat Toomey is reintroducing bipartisan legislation to ensure survivors of sexual assault have access to victims' benefits. Toomey says because of a massive backlog of rape kits across the nation, several survivors can't get access to state compensation when they need it. The legislation would allow for them to file for compensation without being penalized. U.S. Senator Bob Casey introduced bipartisan reforms today. He says will improve the way law enforcement interacts with people with disabilities. Dylan Huberman has more on the proposals. An investigation is underway after state police in Huntington say they found skeletal remains in Colmont Borough yesterday. They say they found the remains after they conducted a search related to a missing persons case. The nature of the death is currently undetermined. The forensics analysis team at Mercyhurst University has collected the remains today for processing. Authorities say a man was found injured inside an apartment in Blair County after officers were helping the landlord execute an eviction. Troopers from the Blair County Sheriff's Office say they arrived at the apartment on Broad Street in Hollidaysburg Borough and attempted to make contact. After not receiving any answer, the landlord gave the officers entry to the apartment to determine if the apartment was empty. That's when police say they found the male tenant in a room with a chest wound. The male was then transported to UPMC Altoona. Police are currently investigating. Richland Area School District and Chan Su Shung Medical Center in Wimber are partnering on a vaccine clinic aimed at students ages 16 and older and the local community. Parents must be present at the time of the shot for the students ages 16 and 17. The first Pfizer dose will be administered on April 27th between 12:30 and 2:30 p.m., while the second dose will be given on May 18th. The Bellefonte Area School District's Board of Directors have officially voted on the controversial Red Raider nickname, what some are calling a compromise. Sarah Metz is in Center County with more details. Sarah? The U.S. Food and Drug Administration will now open up vaccine authorization to kids ages 12 to 1. Sarah Metz is in Center County and spoke to local vaccine distributors about what steps they are taking to further vaccinate the community. Sarah? So, Josh, now that the weather's warming up a little bit, how is our weekend looking?
Well, the weekend will be on the warmer side, AJ.
So Josh, we had a cold day out there today, so is any warm weather going to be coming in anytime soon?
Well, we've got quiet weather out there, AJ.
Definitely, Josh, and looks like it's not going to be quiet for long.
No, certainly not. We've got a wet week coming up for most of next week, AJ.
Oh, Josh, we cannot wait for that warm weather to get here. Well, we'd like to thank you guys for stopping by Fox 8 News tonight. We hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you guys on Monday. Time for sports, starting things off with college soccer, where the Penn State women were in the NCAA tournament tonight. The Nittany Lions were taking on Alabama State as they were looking to continue their run towards a national championship. The Nittany Lions taking on the Yellow Jackets for the first time ever here in the first round. First half action for the blue and white. Some nice passing. Frankie Tagliaferri is going to find the back of the net here for Penn State. Later in the first half, it's going to be Tagliaferri again on the receiving end. Some beautiful passing here from the Nittany Lions. That's going to put them up 2-0. Later, it's going to be Sam Coffey. The long outlet pass here is going to find Peyton Linehan, and Linehan's going to do the rest. That's going to put the blue and white up 3-0. They're going to win this one 5-0. In high school baseball, Westmont Hilltop Senior Night as they host Richland. Top of the first, two runners on for the Rams. It's going to be Josh Stem. He's going to hit this one into the gap. Luke Rejo and Seth Coleman come on down the score, putting the Rams up 2-0. Now with the bases loaded, it's Stem again. He's hit by a pitch, so we see Rejo run home for another score. New batter, 2-1. Ben Wolf, a ground ball up the middle. Coleman scores again, and so does Corbin Kalp. All Rams from there. They're going to win this one 12-6. In Center County, State College hosting Redland in baseball action. Top of the second, the Patriots with the bases loaded, and Braden Comansberger sends this shot here into left. That's going to get over the fence for a grand slam, putting the Patriots up 4-0. Same inning on with runners on second and third. Evan Kiefer is going to come on down and score off the pass ball, putting the Patriots up 5-0. Same at bat now. Cole Wagner is going to send a deep shot here into medium deep center field. That sacrifice fly is going to bring home Ben Montgomery, putting the Patriots up 6-0. They're going to win this one 12-1. And in Major League Baseball tonight, the Pittsburgh Pirates fell to the Kansas City Royals 9-6 at PNC Park. The Buccos were led by Todd Frazier and Eric Gonzalez, who each had 2 RBIs. They'll have the day off tomorrow before St. Louis comes to town on Friday night. Speaking of St. Louis, the Phillies knocked off the Cardinals tonight 5-3. The Phils were led by Brad Miller, who had a 2-run homer in this one. Up next, the series will conclude tomorrow afternoon. Stick around, one final look at the forecast when we return. Time for sports, starting things off with college soccer, where the Penn State men were looking to continue their NCAA tournament journey. They're taking on the defending national champions, the Georgetown Hoyas, as they look to submit themselves into the Elite Eight. The Nittany Lions and the Hoyas meeting up in the Sweet 16 from Greensboro. First half action here for the Hoyas. A penalty kick, and it's Dante Pavlarva here with the goal, the 7th of the season, putting the Hoyas up 1-0, but Penn State responds, a penalty kick of their own. Peter Mangione with the goal, his 5th of the year, game tied at 1. Back come the Hoyas now. Zach Riveri here off the cross. A nice cross-body shot finds the back of the net, his 3rd goal of the year. The Hoyas now up 2-1. And right before the end of the first half, it's going to be Martin Gano with the header. A good time for his 1st goal of the year. The Hoyas up 3-1 at the break. Second half now, Nittany Lions cutting into the lead. Daniel Ballou, the sliding kick goal there, his 8th of the year. But Georgetown would hang on to win this one 3-2. In college softball this afternoon, St. Francis swept a doubleheader from Central Connecticut State, taking the first game 4-0 and the second 3-2. Up next, they'll travel to LIU for a 4-game series starting on Saturday afternoon. From one diamond to another, where the Altoona Curve are still searching for that first win of 2021. The Bowie Bay Sox have taken the first 2 games of the series, but the Curve was looking to start to even the score tonight. The two meeting up once again at People's Natural Gas Field. Top of the first here for the Bay Sox. Adley Rutschman's had a good series so far. He's going to go opposite field. A line shot over the seats air in left center, his 1st of the year. Putting the Bay Sox up 1-0. Top of the second now. The Bay Sox with runners on the corners. Patrick Dorian here grounds out. Tyler Ferguson scores. Bay Sox now up 2-0. Top of the third, it's going to be Dorian once again. A solo homer, a shot off the roller coaster in right, his 1st of the year. Bay Sox now up 3-0. Top of the 7th now. Bowie threatening with 2 on again. It's going to be Rutzman going opposite field again. This one just fair inside the line, off the wall here and left. That scores 2, and the Bay Sox go on to win this one again, 8-4. The Phillies trying to take the series from the Brewers this afternoon in Philly. Bottom of the 7th now, Alex Bohm going to go to work, send a shot here into right center. That one just gets over the fence into the seats in right center. His 4th of the year, putting the Phils up 1-0. And Reese Hoskins here in the bottom of the 8th sends a double down the left field line. Andrew McCutcheon comes on down to score. The Phillies are now up 2-0. Top of the 9th now, the Brewers are 2 on. Zach Wheeler gets Dan Vogelbach to pop out in the game, completing his 3-hit shutout. The Phillies win it 2-0.